Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian. Welcome back to Stellaris First Contact. So today's episode will be the finale for the series. I wanted to get up to episode 25, that was my plan, but unfortunately I had some stuff come up last week. That's the reason why we didn't have very many videos. Like we only had like 3 episodes for the entirety of last week. But honestly, when I started the series, I didn't expect to even get this far because I figured the views would be just too low. However, this series has done pretty well for Stellaris anyway. It's gotten 2 times the number of views that my last Stellaris series did on PC, though only about 20% of the views of the console series we did, which is typical. Usually when we cover these type of games on console and the PlayStation, they do a lot better just because there's not as much competition. The other channels covered on PC as I usually do because these games are better on PC. The console versions leave a lot to be desired, and really you would only play the console version over the PC one if you didn't have any other choice. So yeah, the series did decent enough. I think we will be adding it into the rotation whenever it gets DLCs. Didn't do as well as Crusader Kings 3 or Hearts of Iron 4 does on the channel, but well enough. So yeah, next time that it gets an expansion, which I assume will be much larger than the First Contact DLC was, it'll be a larger DLC, then we'll come back and do another series with it. This will be a regular episode, by the way, since there's still like a few things that I feel like we need to do to wrap this up here. I wanted to start by addressing 2 things from the comments. First of all, apparently with one of our ship designs here, our battleships, the big guns I think it was, I did not fill out the shields here. So it was completely blank and they had no shields, and that might be one reason why we lost so many battleships in that one fight against the automatic dreadnought. So I did fix that and also got all of our ships rebuilding, so they'll build those newer models with the shields. And then the other thing was that somebody suggested that we attempt to get favors from other countries through trade in order to force them to support this measure, because as of right now, this would not pass. This is going to fail. I've actually already looked at that, and it's not really an option. Pretty much everybody across the galaxy is at least suspicious of us, if not outright hates us, due to the type of playthrough that we're doing here. There's, maybe one country, I think it's these guys, that like us. That's pretty much it, and they're already supporting this measure, so getting favors from them would be useless because they're already using their full support here. But like if you looked at, any of these countries, empires that have a lot of points here, they're all suspicious or hostile, and when they're suspicious they don't want to trade for favors. So if we just took a look at this, one favor, it's negative 1,000. That basically means that they're not ever going to accept this trade, and you can see that that's across the board for any suspicious country. It's all going to be negative 1,000. So we cannot trade with any of them. And there are a few countries out there that aren't suspicious. There's one of them over here that's neutral. And so you could trade with them. But you can see they're all the weaker ones. And it's going to be really expensive to get barely any points. Yeah, you're getting a negative 75% on the trade willingness here because of the fact that they're evangelizing zealots. And there were one of, I think, only 3 empires that are neutral with us, and the other ones don't really have much better trade offers. So if we were to, let's say, offer them energy, or maybe, well, we don't have alloys. Yeah, we'll do energy. I think food they wouldn't be interested in. I can take a look. Yeah, they're not interested in food. Probably the same thing with most of these. But energy, typically everybody will be interested in it. And so you can see we'd have to trade a stupid amount of energy to get them to accept this. Probably almost everything we have here, because we're looking at 5,000 and reduce 16. So yeah, we'd have to give them a lot of energy in order to get them to accept just one favor, and that's barely worth any points because these guys aren't even all that powerful when it comes to their diplomatic weight. So yeah, this is basically pointless, guys. There's no way we can trade for it. It's just with this playthrough, we're not a diplomatic focused empire, and so we're not even getting any favors. We have no favors available at all. In my other playthrough, which is more focused on diplomacy and particularly on the politics of the Galactic Senate, I get tons of favors just by playing the game. So that's not really an option open to us, unfortunately, just with this type of playthrough.
Our ships have been made
And
superior.
we're rebuilding all those ships, and upgraded the ion cannons. Made one change with their design, so I think that's what those notifications are about, are those upgrades that I did. Our scientists leveled up over here. We've restored order on Croaky Metal, because they had that criminal underworld modifier. So getting control of all our planets. I did build on all the planets as well before we started today. We got this tech knocked out. Didn't really need those, but we're just refreshing it, looking for something good here. This one's pretty decent. This is a mega structure you can build. Quantum catapult allows you to basically like fling your ships to other locations around the galaxy. It does take a while to build. I don't know if it's the one we want to get first. I think we're already working on the one mega structure, and you can only do one at a time unless you get certain. There's certain things that will allow you to build more than one at a time. We don't have those though. But yeah, we could at least research it simply because there's nothing else here. Yeah, nothing else too exciting. It would take 60 months, so it's going to take a while. But we don't really have a lot of options in the physics research right now. So yeah, we'll get that knocked out. Now, we still need to reinforce this fleet. I think the other two fleets I have reinforced. Maybe not. Looks like we're lacking there. This one's at full strength, though. Once they get all those ships built up. We got those moving around. We're still trying to finish up this war here. I think we need like 200 something, like 240 or something like that, influence to be able to demand that last system. We got the exotic gas refineries. But yeah, what I really want to do here in this final episode is wrap up this one here, the special project. Since we destroyed the Dreadnought, but we haven't done anything with it, we haven't actually got to get access to it yet. So that's the main thing I want to do in this finale episode. So let's go ahead and get the afterburners, maybe? Yeah, let's go and do the afterburners. I've been waiting for this to pop up for some time. So yeah, we'll get that. It'll allow us to speed the ships up, and the ships that are using them, we'll be able to like remove. If we have like 2 of them, we can remove 1 of them, open up a new slot to use on something else. So this is a trait that we got access to. I'm not entirely sure what it does, so we'll want to take a look at that. Even if we don't add it to anybody. I'm at least curious what it does. So let's go and go for the fleet command limit, I think. Yeah, that's our best option here. We can make these larger. But yeah, I just want to take a look at what that does. Just based on the name, I'd expect it to be something you'd have to use on a plant species, but maybe not. Do we have any plant species? Might be usable on a fungoid species as well. So let's go and take a look. So I'm not seeing anything new here. Maybe it allows you to add like plant stuff, plant traits to just any species. Let's just take a look at that. Like if we, I don't know, let's just remove some just so we can take a look at this. Yeah, that's what it does. Interesting. So yeah, any of the plant-based ones that you can also put on the fungi can then be used on any species. I see. So I was thinking we added something new. I should have known better because I know all the traits in the game. Because in my mod I made adjustments to all of them, and I don't recall anything that related to that tech. All right, so this is the next event for the situation here, the purge of the automated Dreadnought. So the Dreadnought's reactor was very well behaved cargo until it arrived at Grok's Citadel. Very well behaved, huh? Where we placed it in a warehouse awaiting its big day. It was there that the troubles began. While no one was looking, the reactor restarted itself. The warehouse was lit up from within as it spouted out huge arcs of plasma, threatening to melt down the entire building. The quick actions of our scientists were just sufficient to save it in the nick of time, with the upshot that we now have an active reactor to do with as we please. So we can attach it to the planet's power grid, and this is going to give us this modifier for 2 years on Grok Citadel. That's a job energy upkeep reduction negative 50%, and the purge of the automated Dreadnought opportunity situation recedes by negative 40. Okay, so you lose some progress on this basically. Incorporate it into the performance. 50% chance that this will increase the amount of unity that the opportunity will produce, and it will actually advance by 20. Now, it reducing just means we have to work on it for longer. Increasing, you have to work on it for less time. So the main thing that you're getting here, well, there's actually a 50% chance that it could recede. But if it is successful, which is, a 50-50 chance, then you're going to get more unity. Or you can find the off switch, which just gives you some research. Yeah, this just saves you energy for a little while. Doesn't seem that useful. This one's, again, 50-50 chance that it's going to be successful. But here, you get the research regardless. Now, I'm wondering if there's anything else to this. There could be. Yeah, let's incorporate it into the performance. Let's just go with the risk here. We'll probably get the negative outcome. We'll just have to see. It looks like we did. Yeah, looks like it fortunately reduced our progress there. So we got the negative outcome. Of course we did. All right, so we're waiting to upgrade these fleets until they get to their final locations. So with this one, we can go and reinforce it and upgrade it because they're at their location. And they're coming up over here. I don't think we have... Yeah, we don't have the ability to do it there. So we'll actually have to have them upgrade back at Warp Prime, it looks like. So we'll have them do that. And we're still waiting for them to get to their location. There's not a shipyard there either, though. So let's go and have them instead go to... I think, yeah, there's a starbase here. So we'll have them get upgraded as well. And I think that's just adding those shields onto those battleships. Which was a pretty big mistake there. We just launched battleships with no shields. At least one of the designs anyways. Oh, we got this construction ship. I forgot that I was waiting on this. So we want to go ahead and research the project here, because we can do that without claiming the system. Can't claim the system yet because the scientist is still getting everything discovered. And yeah, we did finish upgrading Grok's Horde. So now we can go ahead and bring them over here. Alright, so they're at full strength, as we already checked. They are not, though. What about these guys? Still don't have enough of the alloys. And we found a pre-sapient species. So I believe this is the first pre-sapient species that we've found so far. And so the difference between them and the pre-FTLs is pretty significant. They don't have any way to interact with them until you actually land on the planet. Then there's a few different things you could do with them, like you can eat them, put them in a zoo, or you can uplift them and turn them into like a regular species, and you do that through the through here. So I don't think it'll be in here until after we've colonized the planet. But yeah, it's an interesting choice. Let me just take a look here. It's a savannah world. Of course, we cannot colonize just yet. Oh, did we find another one? That's what it looks like, but it seems like it's on... Okay, it's on this planet. So there's one. And there's the other. So two different pre-sapient species here.
Have been made superior.
That's interesting. I wonder if that's something special that has to do with the Dreadnought. Maybe it's just by chance that there's two of them in here. But yeah, if we colonize those planets, and there's a few different ways we could interact with those. So we're getting this Dreadnought repaired. Of course, this is with the parade that we're doing on Grok's Citadel. Did I choose to do it on Grok's Citadel? Or did it choose to do so? We probably should have done it on Orc Prime. But I guess Grok's Citadel is our most populous planet, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, with 74 pops. Orc Prime only has 66 here. So we got our next event. A bright day greeted the packed crowds on Grok's Citadel today as the procession carrying our proof of the destruction of the automated Dreadnought traveled through the planet's cities. The parade's progress was broadcasted through our empire to billions of viewers. The Dreadnought's reactor already seems to have become a staple of Orcish culture, aspiring artists and creators across United Orc Tribes. After finishing the world tour, the Dreadnought's reactor was placed in a specialized display at the center of the capital to inspire generations to come. So we can say today was a good day for all the orcs. getting us the Dreadnought Reactor modifier. Job energy upkeep is going to be reduced. District and building energy upkeep is also reduced. And that's a permanent modifier. So that's going to save us some energy only on Grok Citadel, of course. And then we're going to get a ton of Unity, which is nice. And that finishes up the situation. And so we're going to be pretty close now to getting the next of our traditions. Which, is this the... Yeah, this is the line here that's not as useful. Of course, you got to get them if you want to finish it up. And get the finisher perk, which is resources from jobs plus 5%, and opening up a new perk as well. Alright, so we have finished surveying. I'm hesitant to remove the scientist because I don't know if we'll need it in this special project eventually, but let's just go and send her back to Orc Prime to assist research. And so basically, as soon as the construction ship is done here with this project, we can have them claim that system for us. And their scientists leveled up as well. So we got that tradition. Let's go and get the next one. Buildings and districts have their build cost reduced by 10% and build speed increased by 25%. So helpful, but not a significant bonus there. We do have alloys available, so let's see if we can get the rest of the fleet built out. And we would like to donate. We should probably buy some alloys with all this money that we have. You know, we could also sell some stuff too. Let's go and sell all this here. And is that it? I suppose you could sell some of these crystals. And there's also the minerals. There we go, beautiful. And then just buy more alloys with it, I suppose. Always need more alloys. So we want to finish up the designs here for these fortresses. So we're going to get that upgraded. We need to get some defenses for them as well. Of course, none of this really matters, considering the fact that, you know, we're pretty much done with the series. Suppose you can upgrade this one too. Again, not that it's even necessary. I suppose we almost have them conquered here. You know what? We actually have the influence. More than enough, actually. Increase the command limits to those. But here's the uplift feature, which is now available since we have those pre-sentient species. I suppose we could get that. Yeah, why not? It's cheap, so I'm going to grab it. So let's get this claim added. So that's 225. I don't think we're going to add any more. I feel like we're done with this conflict, guys. So let's go ahead and conquer this last planet. The only thing we're really waiting on to get this war done. Let's go land our armies, and they'll probably give up immediately as soon as we get it conquered. Which they have no armies to defend it, so that's going to happen immediately. And we'll go ahead and achieve our war goals. Oops. Alright, so send that offer up. And we got gangs clashing on Rotheg again. That's increasing the devastation on the planet. And yeah, we do want to do this here. Get the monthly unity. Still trying to work on getting those traditions finished up. Alright, excellent. So we did win this war. And got all the planets here. So that means, let's just take a look here. We have what, 3 new planets? Looks like 3 new planets. But could have been something added to the Deep Sands one. Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, I could have swore there's a lot more planets that we conquered. Yeah, you got all these ones here. So a lot of planets you gotta manage and make adjustments to. We'll probably just change these up slightly. Doesn't really matter, you know, because this is the end of the series, so it doesn't matter a whole lot what we do here. So basically, let's just make sure they have the stuff we need so they don't rebel on us. So slave processing facility, precinct houses. Okay, so you already got some orcs on this planet. Yeah, we'll likely have some issues controlling this regardless. These need workers. So let's go ahead and do industrial sectors. Although I guess those aren't workers, huh? So we'll do the city districts then. And we'll put those on top. Like so. Alright, so that's that planet. But yeah, we gotta go through all of these. And make sure they don't rebel on us. Because you know they will. So we get the slave processing facility, those precinct houses. Because yeah, the stability is just super, super low here. Now, we could have issues with the population as well. This not being a good location for them. The AI doesn't really typically care about where their pops are moving. I don't think we're going to manage any of that. This place got a ton of commercial zones, doesn't it? So we're going to replace one of these with the slave process facility. Yeah, we might not have the pops that can even do these jobs here, the enforcer jobs. So we'll probably have issues. Continue to have issues. Did I look at all those? I feel like there's one more that I didn't look at. Looks like I did miss one of the planets here. So let's go ahead and get the basics added onto this one. Maybe fix their worker problem as well. Add in some of these city districts, maybe some of these as well. Alright, so good to go on that planet. So let's move on to these ones here. Yeah, there you got the hyper entertainment forums on here. Alright, so you're not going to be able to get both these without replacing something. We actually need the moats, so I'd like to keep those on here. I got the mineral purification plants, even though they only have 2 mines here. Probably not the best thing to have here, honestly. So you know what, we're going to replace this. And then let's also get that precinct house. And then they clearly need more jobs. And they don't have very many city districts, so we'll build a few of those. Open up the rest of those building slots. So this is supposed to be a generator world. They only have 3 slots for generators, but whatever. Let's build some of these here. And then we don't really need the gases, so we're going to replace one of these. And then the last planet here, guys. Only one that doesn't seem to have any job issues. Look at that slave processing facility. And did I pass it, or is that one of those ones you can't get? Nope, we can get it. Okay. Alright, so we got the stability issues on many of those planets. Hopefully we get those dealt with those buildings constructed, and also just appeasing their need for jobs. But that's what the United Orc Tribes looks like, and that'll be pretty much the end of it. It's about as big as we'll get here for the series. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed the series overall. I've always really liked Stellaris. Stepped away for so long that it was almost like experiencing a new game in some ways, because there's so much new stuff. This is now going to pass. Alright, well that's awesome. That was another thing I wanted to show in this episode, if it passed, of course. We got the uplift feature unlocked. This allows you to change up the habitability, so the preferred habitability planets for a species. This allows you to basically colonize anywhere, even with your own species. Oh, that's interesting. You can add the lithoid traits to any species as well, so not just the ones for plants. Well, that's kind of cool, because the lithoid ones are awesome. So yeah, that seems pretty powerful. Like, you should add that on there. Let's go and get that. Obviously won't be making use of it, of course, but yeah, I'm glad we were able to get this done so I can show what that looks like. And we did steal that tech from the Brothic. We'll be able to do it again for 6 years. We got the shield hardening tech. Okay. So basically the shield hardening and the armor hardening, those counter the penetration types of weapons. So like if you see one of the enemies you're fighting use a lot of penetration weapons, then you'd want to get those hardening techs, and then there's different modules that you put on your ships. So yeah, not really the most useful one for us, because we're not going to get that. And so now we'll have the council election for the 3 members of the Galactic Council. And so that'll happen that's not something you have to enact or anything. It just happens every so often. And it's just the 3 empires that have the highest points. Obviously, we're number 1, and so we'll be a member of the Galactic Council, as will our only friends here on our borders. So that finally got passed, and obviously can't do anything with it just yet until after we become one of the members here in 164 days or whatever. So yeah, we'll want to make sure we take a look at that before we end the series.
Our ships have been.
Yeah, we pretty much did everything I wanted to do here. Once we get that done and this finished up, which that's taken a long time to do. We're not even halfway through yet. I definitely want to get that done. But you can see that the League of Great Botany is very, very weak at this point. Seems like they only have 1 planet remaining. Yeah, that's it. Just the 1 planet. So the next war with them would be very easy. And then we'd have new borders with these guys here, the replicators. You see they're also pathetic compared to our fleet strength though. I wouldn't be surprised if just one of our fleets here was more powerful than many empires, what their entire fleet is. Alright, so that's been concluded. We've been elected to the Galactic Council. And so now we'll have those new features opened up. So there's 2 main features here as being part of the Galactic Council. So the first is emergency measure. So that allows you to just go ahead and push it straight onto the Senate floor. You can only do that so often, but very helpful because you can just bypass this whole process here. Now, if you push it onto the floor and it doesn't have any support, then it's just going to fail. So it's not really an overpowered feature or anything because you can't force things to be enacted. You can just only force them to go straight to the top and be put on the Senate floor immediately. It's kind of like cut some of the red tape. I guess if we were to put anything onto the floor immediately, it'd be the Exploitation Act. Probably wouldn't pass, but we can try and do it because one advantage of even if, failing, if you fail at the measure, is that you're stopping other things that you don't want to pass. So I could do that, but another option would be to go into the resolutions and get something else in place because the other feature that is unlocked is that you have new options in here. Now we might not be able to do that yet because we don't have any influence, but somebody else might do it instead. But if we don't put anything onto the floor, then one of the other 2 council members might do it. What we would want to do is get the veto power, enable council veto power, and so we're short 40 influence to do that. There's weak support anyways. It just seems like this empire that we're in, or this galaxy that we're in, very much does not want to have like a strong council, because you'll see that the only thing that has any kind of support is changing the council to 4 members, so there'll be 1 extra member, which that basically weakens every other member of the council in a sense. Yeah, you can see all the different things you can do in here. Permanent council seat means that you don't have to worry about losing points and not being one of the top 3. You'll always be a member of the council. The custodian, that gives you some really powerful bonuses, really allows you to dominate the Senate overall. But they'll only, generally they'll only do this, support you in this if there's a crisis. If there's a crisis, then there'll be strong support for strengthening up the Galactic Council, the Custodian, creating a Galactic Empire. The AI is very strange with how it determines whether it supports these type of measures or not. When it comes to the crises, it doesn't even have to be that powerful crisis. Crisis could be almost defeated, and they'll still support it. But the moment it is defeated, then their support ends. And so it does allow you to kind of take advantage of that. Like not completely wipe out a crisis, kind of allow it to exist, but in a weakened state to kind of get things passed and to empower yourself. But it's very strange how they'll give up all their freedoms and stuff just because there's a crisis. Even if it doesn't make sense for their empire type, they'll support you in measures, again, just don't make any sense at all, including creating the Galactic Empire and giving you just absolute power. If there's a crisis, they'll do it. So I don't think it works properly. The AI is just far too willing to pass these when there's crises, even if those crises, isn't really a threat to them. I think they should really gauge it more based on that. But yeah, we don't really have the influence to do anything, unfortunately. That's what I was thinking we should do. Yeah, that's not an option. Alright, let's just wait and see what happens. I think one of the other council members will push something through here. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe we can get something out of here. Although, again, they wouldn't support it, so... Because, yeah, what I want to do is the enable council veto power. Maybe we can still get it done. We could try. Because there's not really anything in here that I want passed. And Gumi has got a new trait. We'll take a look at that in a minute. I guess we can come back in here. So, expansionist. We're about to build an outpost, so I suppose that's useful. Though we're going to want to wait to do that until after we get this other thing done. And we still are using the construction ships anyways. Do something else. Over here. I'm just looking at the galaxy. All the different empires out there. Haven't really interacted with you know, diplomacy all that much in this series. Just attacking our neighbors. And we completed the construction of the mega shipyard site. So basically that means nothing at this point, because the site really can't do anything. We need to get it upgraded to the next level. We can see these things are massive, and this is just the first stage of a multi-stage process. So the next one's going to cost Unity 10,000 alloys and quite a bit of time as well, with the monthly upkeep of the 10 energy, which we're actually losing energy at the moment. Now we're going to get that upgraded. We don't need the construction ship to do this. So I suppose we could just go and get rid of this construction ship. Or we can have them come over here and grab this system for us. We'll have them move over there for now. We don't want to use the influence just yet, because we need that to get this new reform passed, or at least put into place. About 2 more months, and then we'll be able to try and get it done here. And then we'll just force it through. Lots of empires, including ones that don't have names, are being destroyed. Alright, so yeah, 1 more month. And then we can try and push this through. And, you know, it doesn't have a lot of support, so probably won't get done, but... yeah, we'll try it out. How much time before? Yeah, 200 something days. So we should be good to go. And maybe I gotta close this. Because, yeah, it's not allowing me to select it. You know what? We might not be able to do it because there's such weak support. Yeah. I could have swore you could have passed things in there. Maybe we're just short of, like, yeah, maybe a decimal amount here. So we'll go back in there in a minute. Once we get another month through here. Should be able to do it now. Okay, so now the problem is we can't propose anything within this category. Okay, so might as well just go ahead and push in something that's not terrible. I mean, this is the thing that's currently going to pass, which we don't really care about this either way. We don't really want the empire size, just for a bit of loyalty from vassals we don't have. But yeah, I think we'll just push in... not that one. In fact, we'd want to oppose that one. Exploitation Act. Yeah, that's the one we want to push through. So let's go ahead and enact that as an emergency measure. And so now it's on the council's agenda. Immediately, not going to pass. As you see, everybody opposes it. Because this would put a lot of these empires into breach of galactic law. But again, it just allows us to basically sidetrack the council. The Senate, I should say. And I thought maybe some people would flip their support over, but yeah, clearly not anywhere near enough support here. I mean, you can see some have left and are down on the abstaining. But yeah, I really don't think this is going to change much here, guys. We did repair that dreadnought. This is a momentous day. Our skilled repair crews and engineers have finished their work on the ancient dreadnought we disabled. The massive warship has received its full crew complement and has been declared ready for service after conducting space trials. Alright, so we'll take a look at this new ship we just got. So this is only taking up 16. So 16 of our fleet power for 35,000. That's not bad. Not bad at all, guys. So if we just kind of compared that to, say, our Titans. We'll compare it to the Titans here. So I guess it's best to go in the Fleet Manager. So if you compare this to the Titan, it's also taking up 16 of our fleet capacity. And it's only 8,000 strength. So that just shows you just how powerful this is. And this is what it looks like. As far as components, you know, you got the sapient computer. A few things that we don't have yet. Dark matter reactors. Yeah, there's a few things here that we don't have. Better shields. Weapons are, a few of these are upgraded, but most of these we have. It's just overall better. Not even counting the components. It's just better overall. So yeah, you'd want to, I don't know if this is one we can add to. Let me just take a look. We can. Some of the ships you can't add to your fleets, but this one we can. So yeah, we want to add this one in. It's definitely worth adding. So let's go ahead and merge these. So they'll go over to Grok's Horde, and it'll become a lot more powerful of a fleet. So that's one of the main things I wanted to do here. And with that done, we can go ahead and I'm trying to claim the system. Here we go. Build the outposts and get that claimed. Then we'll build all the rest of the stuff on here. But yeah, that's basically everything I wanted to do for this finale episode. We'll play a little bit longer, see what pops up, what happens. But I wanted to get that done so we could take a look at the Dreadnought once it's part of your fleet. So to complete this research here for the advanced afterburners, we would want to get those added into the ships. I don't think it's worth doing it now, though, of course, with this being the finale episode. Okay, so this is the habitation module. It's part of the anti-gravity engineering. So that's the one I wanted to get, the one I've been waiting on. And it actually popped up before. I didn't see that's, or maybe I had better options. I didn't see that was the one that would allow us to get these modules here that we want. Now, I'm not entirely sure if we need it yet. Yeah, we actually have districts on Orcland right now. Orcland's not really the greatest capital because it's a tomb world. So it looks like we got that system added to our empire. So we'd want to get all the mining stations added, built up. It'll take a little bit of time since there's several of them need to be built here. Although not as many as you'd think, because a lot of these have, yeah, like this one's got 6 minerals here. But yeah, everything's pretty much done that I want to do in the episode. I don't know if you guys can tell, my allergies are like really bothering me today. Those spring allergies. But we are losing energy credits quite a bit. Probably because of our really expensive fleet. Now, luckily we have all this other stuff to sell, so it's not really that big of an issue. But you'd prefer to not be in the negative for anything. Yeah, we're at negative 146. I don't know if we have any edicts. I think I turned all those off already. The edicts that cost energy. Oh, we're still doing the fear campaign. I think it's worth it, honestly. Because we don't have anything to use the energy for anyways. We got that quantum catapult. Of course, we won't be able to build it right now, though. The Science Nexus is one of the best mega structures. Of course, it comes so late. How much tech do you still need by the point you get it fully built out? But it produces a lot of research, guys. You can see 300 for each of the different types, which is, if you just looked at our total here, we're doing 1,000 something. But it just comes so late and takes so long to get. It's not as useful as it would be, but still really great overall. Allows you to fly through those repeatable techs. And the repeatable techs can really increase your fleet strength significantly and improve your economy as well. Some of them affect the economy instead. But as you can see here, the only fleets we've been able to detect have been science ships. I've never seen the AI ever, use them on the military ships. I guess we'll do the mining station output. Yeah, those spring allergies have been killing me, guys. We need to get this stuff added to this one here. Let's do some torpedo batteries, I suppose. And then the last thing we had to add to this was the target uplink computer. And then I suppose you want to get... I'm going to upgrade that to the Citadel, be able to get the ion cannon. But yeah, you just get these on here. And then... yeah, we haven't really managed starbases though. That's what's costing us so much money. Okay, I didn't realize that we hadn't done that yet. Yeah, you can see we got like a ton of starbases, and that's probably costing us an absolute fortune. Starbase upkeep is plus 125%. So yeah, we need to get rid of these. That's what the problem is. We need to downgrade a bunch of them. So downgrade that one as well. I'm going to keep some of them, maybe that one. I really only got to get rid of 5 of these, but yeah, that's an excessive amount that they have here. I think that's what kills the AI's economy, is they just build too many of these damn things. I mean, maybe they have the capacity for all this, I don't know. But yeah, that's plenty enough to get us back under, and then that'll put us into the positive for the energy credits. I think that's what was, yeah, that's what was killing us there. So we wouldn't really want to keep all these where they're currently at, but that's good enough to ensure we don't have any further issues with the energy. Still having those problems with the stability on these planets.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Yeah, you're at 6% here. It's just terrible. They got the amenities. I think it's just because you just don't have any orcs anywhere on here or anybody else. What you'd want to do is go ahead and get all those changed up. Let me see what tech this was. Okay, so that's the one that allows you to add those lithoid traits to any species. So we would do... I guess we'll do this one. Did we not get the clone armies yet? Apparently not. Yeah, I guess we'll do that one. Yeah, what we'd want to do is go ahead and get all of these guys changed over to the Magi, because we still have them set to indentured servitude. So yeah, let's go and apply this template to all the other species here.
Situation log updated.
And then get that researching, because that'll help get control of these planets. That'll help quite a bit, actually. In fact, we should probably apply our templates to all the species in this new territory that we conquered, or that's what we would want to do if we were continuing the series. Yeah, this definitely would not be passing here. Facing a revolt, so I'm glad I got that getting done. We should have done that much sooner. Go ahead and throw these guys back in Orc Prime here. Is there anything we'd really want to work on? I guess there's nothing we can work on anyway, because we're already doing a mega structure currently, that mega shipyard site. So I wouldn't be able to do anything there anyways. So you could attempt to distribute the amenities. I don't think that's a problem though. I don't think on any of these locations is it a problem with amenities. Yeah, it's not. So that's not going to help you. But instituting a crackdown might. But only if you got the soldier jobs, which we probably don't. I don't think there's much we could do there. Basically, it's all about getting this one tech done, or excuse me, this change to the species. As soon as that was done, I think it would fix most of the issues that we have on those planets. We got the mining station output, excellent. Get more minerals, I suppose. Could upgrade the habitats that we have. I don't think there's any habitats that we have that actually need to be upgraded yet. Could get the L-Gate insights, I suppose. Yeah, I guess we'll get that. And this is pretty much the end of the series anyway, guys. I don't think there's much else that we need to do here. I did want to see if that would fix the problem. Now we change those up. It might. Just got to give it a month to update here. Any planet that has a lot of them, I think this would improve the situation. But yeah, not completely. And we can go ahead and get the public works. That only adds the housing. You get the resources from jobs though, so that's helpful. So I'm going to add that. You can see we only have one tradition tree left to get. Once you finish all your traditions, there's these different edicts you can do that have like a unity cost. And they're pretty powerful. Very expensive in Unity, but there's nothing else really to use the Unity for outside of something we looked at earlier in the series briefly, where I was trying to click on the planet there, where basically you just improve the upgrade that you get, the bonus that you get from your planet's specialty. But you see we don't have the Unity to do so. It'd be 12,000 for the first one, and it gets more and more expensive with each one. They get like ridiculously expensive, and that's not just planet based. So like we spend 12,000 on this planet to upgrade to level 1. The next planet to get that one to level 1 would cost more. It's not just for the planet. There's a lot of upgrades we need to do here, I think. So the next one you want to do, just as far as number of pops go, is probably the botany. It's at 105, but there's not a huge difference between these two. The two designs there. It's probably not worth doing over something else that might make more of a difference. Might not be any other really good options. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any. Okay, so yeah, I guess you'd want to do the botany next. Again, doesn't make a huge change. We got the budding, essentially, instead of the resilient. But yeah, you could go ahead and apply that to those new pops that we just got. It's going to be 4 months to get that done. As far as the L clusters, we've only got one of those. Remember, that's for the L gates. Once you get all 7, then you can do a project and then open up the gates. Usually to something negative. Sometimes it's not that bad, but typically it's a negative thing to open those gates. Well, yeah, that is unfortunately where we will have to end the episode and the series. I did get everything done that I wanted to do for this finale, which of course mainly was for this system here and getting that automated dreadnought, which you can see with the automated dreadnought added into this fleet, it's currently on 100 and almost 120,000 fleet strength for that fleet. That's not bad at all. Typically towards the end game, your fleets have upper 100,000s, maybe 180,000, maybe 200,000, depending on how many ships you can get into it and the different modifiers that you're getting. Honestly, we could get this a lot higher if we were using more of these edicts. Usually in my campaigns, I keep these active all the time. I haven't been doing that in this one because we were in the negative for the moats for so long. But yeah, if we were to just increase the use of these, just to see how much it would increase our power, and just let it go for a month real quick, and I mean, you see now we're at 100 and almost 130,000. So it increased our fleet strength by 10,000 for just this one task force here. So I always keep those active all the time, but I don't usually find myself in the negative this much. But yeah, we have not had a good number of moats production, unfortunately. Need to build those on the planets a bit more so we'd get more moats, especially because that's like the most important resource for our build, with the focus on the armor and on the kinetic weapons. So yeah, should have done that so we keep that active, but it hasn't been necessary because we're so much more powerful than all of our neighbors. So it just hasn't been an issue at all. So here they got the matriarch, the Tayanki matriarch. They haven't been able to take care of. They're just not strong enough. So that'd be interesting to get added in our empire. I think if we were to continue the series, that would be the next thing we'd probably do, is attack the Rothic Alliance and their overlord, the Confederation of Praku Central. But this time we'd try and get territory from the Praku Central. Try and get up to at least this point here. And we deal with that. But I'd also like to add all their stuff. So you wouldn't want to do the war until after you've gotten a lot of these claims added, which would take quite some time. As you can see, we just don't have the influence for it. Particularly now that we'd be using influence here in the Galactic Senate. Of course, this is not going to pass as expected, not surprising, but again, it does distract the Senate from doing other things, most of which is negative to us or just doesn't have any effect at all, at least on us, such as this one here, the moderate administrative sanctions. We are within galactic law, so that wouldn't affect us. And I don't think it affects the AI much either, because they generally stay within the galactic law with a few exceptions. So usually all these measures that the AI likes to pass doesn't really have an effect on anybody. Just makes it worse if you do decide to stay outside of galactic law, so usually only affects the player. But yeah, that's unfortunately going to have to be the end of this series. The next series we're going to be doing is with the new EU4 DLC, Domination. That should be coming up today. Hopefully, it'll probably be late today. That series should have already been out. I was going to record it on Monday and have it out on Monday, but unfortunately, had some problems with the early access that I got from Paradox. Like, I had early access all through the weekend. Should have recorded on the weekend rather than wait until Monday, I suppose. Because on Monday, they did an update and it removed the early access that we had to it. So I'm not entirely sure. I think that's a mistake. Because that's not generally the way that Paradox does it. I always get early access, and it's usually not a problem. But for some reason, when they put this update on, it did remove the kind of beta that you're in when you have that early access to the DLC. So that's what's delayed that series. I gotta wait till the DLC fully releases, which of course will be here on Tuesday. And so I'll record it on Tuesday. I'll just try and get it out as soon as I can. Obviously that takes time. Now you got to record the episode, you got to edit it, upload it, make it public, all that good stuff. So it'll probably be late Tuesday night, if not early Wednesday. So as soon as YouTube is done processing it, I will make that video public. But that's the next series. We're going to be playing EU4, which we haven't had on the channel for years. It's been a long time. So similar to Stellaris. And that one I don't cover for a few different reasons. Not so much the views, more because I haven't really enjoyed EU4 and the changes that they made to it over the last several years. And I'll probably talk about that in that EU4 series a bit more. But we'll be playing with a mod to kind of fix some of that mod that I created specifically for the series. I mean, I play with that mod anyways. I did a series with EU4, or a campaign with EU4 off camera a few weeks ago, and I played with this mod. And it's one I've been working on for a long time, for many years. Kind of took the parts out of that much larger mod, made a smaller version of it that doesn't make as many changes, played a campaign with it, and made some more adjustments to it, and it's basically trying to fix some of my main gripes with EU4, as much as I can fix without changing too much. So we'll be playing with that mod, and I have a video where I'm going to talk about what that mod changes, and I'm not going to put it in the episode 1. I'm going to do something a little bit different with that series, so you'll see 2 videos pop up. There'll be an episode 0 where I'll discuss the mod and what it changes, as well as why I don't play EU4 anymore. Just kind of discuss random things that I don't want to take time up in the episode 1, which is what I generally do. I spend all this time in episode 1 setting things up, showing the mod and what it does, talking about the new DLC and what it changes, and then we're like 20 minutes into the video before we actually start playing. So I'm going to try this out, and it might be something I'll use for later series with Hoi 4 and Stellaris, CK3, whatever. Whenever we have a new series starting, where I got stuff I want to talk about, with a DLC or with a mod or whatever, where I can put that into an episode 0. So we'll see how it works out. I'm hoping it doesn't affect the views too much for the episode 1, since that's the important episode, of course. That's the one you want to be at the top of the search. So yeah, I'll be testing this format out, see how well it works. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this series. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Remember, if you're looking for any links, check out the description of any of our videos. You'll find links to our PayPal, Patreon, and Teespring store if you'd like to help support the channel. You also find links to our Discord if you'd like to join our community. And finally, you find links to all of our social media if you'd like to follow us on those. If you're looking for anything to watch while you wait for the EU4 series to start, or if you're not interested in EU4, then just check out the front page of our channel. Got like 3,000 something videos, all sorted by genre. So you should be able to find something that you'd enjoy watching. Obviously, not much Stellaris on the channel, and that we do have is all pretty old. Hopefully that'll be changing, and we'll be able to get more series with this game, because it's a fun game, and they've just added so much to it. There's a lot to do, a lot of different mechanics to engage with. But yeah, they really made a fun game here, considering the fact that when the game launched, it was kind of boring in my opinion. It didn't have a whole lot to it outside of little warfare that you could do, which wasn't even that fun. There wasn't much else. The early game with the exploration was fun, but that ended, pretty early. And so yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to the game. But now it's got so much to it, and they've made a fantastic space strategy game. So I really like it. So looking forward to the next expansion releasing, so we can cover that here on the channel. I do hope to see you guys on that next series, the EU4 Domination series, which should be starting, again, as soon as possible. This video will come out first, and then, whenever I can get it up. So I would assume it's going to be Tuesday night at the earliest, just given how long it takes to get everything done, which is why I like to have this ready beforehand. So it's unfortunate that I wasn't able to record it on Monday. But yeah, Tuesday night, or maybe Wednesday morning at the latest. So I do hope to see you guys on that next series, and thanks for watching.